Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why he lost some fights early in his career, because he took unnecessary chances and he fought recklessly. Then as he adjusted later in his career, he fought more intelligently. He took a lot of risks still, but he was more intelligent about it. He was more intelligent about the way he approached fights. And then he started winning and beating guys. And that, you know, like where he might have like thrown himself into wars before, like the Michael Johnson fight was just chaos, just a war. Just the first fight in the UFC, just throws himself into chaos.
I remember that fight.
Yeah, chaos.
Yeah.
He would just try to see, he was like Michael Chandler, but a better fighter, you know, just more successful at it, at a high level.
So you pick Justin Gaethje over Paddy?
I don't say that. I do think that Michael Chandler was 38 years old with a lot of miles on him. Although he's a fucking animal, and
how old is Justin Gaethje?
Justin's probably 35. How old is Justin?
36, turns 37 in November.
Yeah.
That's when it starts to slip away. If you're natural, everything after 35, like this was one of the most extraordinary things about Alexander Volkanovski.
And I don't think that he's the type of guy that takes care of his body all the time, and he's like very strict.
Nah, I'm not going to make that stupid mistake James Vick did and call him Homer Simpson and get knocked the fuck out. So, to me, he's a legend, lad, and I'm not going to disrespect him.
Before Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje even step into the cage, everyone already has an opinion. Some believe Justin's raw power ends this fast. Others think Paddy's style, toughness, and ground game could turn this into real trouble. The predictions are split right down the middle, and that is exactly what makes this fight so dangerous. Nobody fully agrees on how it plays out, and that uncertainty is the real hook.
Decision. So he's on a 1-fight win streak.
Nice.
But he said he was going to retire. He's 30, what'd I say? 37 years old. He just turned 37. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of leaning towards Paddy. But the way he does get hit with left hooks, he looks so good against Michael Chandler. Paddy's got a lot of ways to win.
He's a scouser.
He's a scouser. Scousers don't get knocked out, you mushroom.
He KO'd Dustin with a head kick too. The fight before the Max Holloway one, which is pretty impressive.
True. So who he got, man?
Probably Paddy, rear naked.
I think. Paddy RNC.
Going down into
Because
detail.
remember Khabib?
Yeah. Remember Khabib. Paddy RNC is definitely possible.
When Angelo broke this fight down, while Justin was still in the picture, he focused on what Gaethje always brings. He sees Justin as a fighter who shows up every single time, no matter what happened in his last fight. Even after suffering a brutal knockout not long ago, Angelo felt the UFC still trusts Justin because he marches forward, throws heavy, and never fights scared. That reliability, in his eyes, is what keeps Gaethje in big matchups.
Paddy Pimblett's on a 9-fight win streak, so I get how he ended up there. I also get how Justin Gaethje got here. Yeah, he was just 2 fights ago, face down on the canvas at UFC 300 in what will live forever as one of the greatest knockouts of all time. I get it. I saw it. My live reaction to that was like, oh my God. But you know what you get with Justin Gaethje? You get a kid who shows up, throws down. He's an exciting guy. He will get in your face. He will punch. He's not going to play some boring bullshit. He will fight. So the UFC was met with a challenge. Their champion's getting a divorce, so he stepped away. And now they need to either hold up the entire division or put together a freaking fight for the boys. So they put together a fight for the boys, and this is what they came up with, and I don't hate it.
Angelo then leaned hard into Paddy Pimblett's physical advantages. He kept coming back to Paddy's size, strength, and how different he looks once the cage door shuts. He believes Paddy is much bigger than people expect for this weight class. When Paddy pressures forward and uses that size, Angelo feels he can force the fight exactly where he wants it, especially on the ground. He trusted Paddy's control and grappling far more than Justin's ability to shut down takedowns.
Paddy's listed as a smaller person here. He will look bigger in the cage, and I think he is bigger. He's 5'10", Justin Gaethje's 5'11". I don't believe those numbers. Paddy Pimblett is big as shit for this weight class, and when he uses that size and he comes forward and he drags it to the ground, he has a lot of success. On the ground, he's a very slick grappler with incredible control. And if you told me a year ago that Paddy Pimblett would be a UFC champion, I would call you gay, I would accuse you of being a British homer, and I would send you packing. But here we are. We are just a few weeks removed from the bowl-cut king holding a UFC belt. And I love Justin Gaethje. I love Justin Gaethje. He's a dying breed of savage in the UFC, but I don't think he wins here. He was a collegiate wrestler, but he doesn't wrestle. And while I wouldn't want him wrestling in this matchup, I think the problem is he's going to need to defend some takedowns, and those aren't great either. He just got taken down by Rafael Fiziev. Paddy is absolutely tremendous. His takedowns aren't great, but his size, the Scouser chin, and the forward pressure might be enough to actually win a
In the end, Angelo picked Paddy Pimblett to win, even while admitting the danger on the feet is very real. He sees Justin charging forward and throwing heavy shots, but he believes Paddy is smart enough to avoid a full-on firefight for too long. Angelo expects Paddy to survive the early chaos, drag the fight down, and stay on top long enough to secure the win. That path felt more realistic to him than Justin keeping it standing the entire time.
I am gonna pick Paddy here. I hate how high his chin is in fights. When you're in boxing class, they teach you, a lot of them will put a tennis ball under your chin. You keep the tennis ball there, right? You bounce on your toes, they slide paper under your heels. Make sure you're on your toes. You could put a volleyball under Paddy Pimblett's chin. Fuck a tennis ball, you could put a volleyball. His head is straight up in the air, and somebody like Justin, who has no problem walking through fire and bombing away, that could be a problem. But Paddy has been very vocal. I am not dumb enough to get knocked out by Justin Gaethje. So Paddy gets it. He's a high IQ fighter. Justin is one of the best to ever do it, at least as far as excitement is concerned. So I expect Justin to come forward, be exciting, swing wild, and I expect Paddy to get the takedowns, control from there. Paddy Pimblett's going to be the pick.
When Shawn O'Malley broke down the actual matchup, he started leaning toward Paddy as well. What stood out to him was how much Paddy has grown compared to a few years ago. Shawn pointed out that people used to doubt Paddy and question his wins, but now the confidence feels different. He sees Paddy as more complete, calmer, and far more dangerous than before, especially once fights start getting messy.
It's a business. Paddy versus Gaethje is a bigger fight than Arman versus either of those two.
Okay.
It's a Paramount biggest first pay-per-view. I'm talking with my hands a lot.
I got one.
Go on.
No, I'm good.
Who you guys got? Paddy versus Gaethje. It's an interesting
dude,
fight.
I got Paddy all day.
I think
He's
I do
fucking
too.
bad, dude. He's good.
It's weird though. It's like 3 years ago you asked me that. I'm like, I don't know. Jared Gordon beat him. It's like, but now Paddy's on a. Paddy is
Who
good.
did Justin just fight, like, recent?
Justin hasn't fought him.
Last-
He got knocked
last
out.
fight.
The last fight he got knocked out, right? By Holloway?
Max? Oh, shit. Dustin or
No,
That was Justin, but Max Holloway knocked him out, yeah?
No,
they were
just 37. He's
in the
not gonna.
pocket.
His last fight, he's not gonna get KO'd and then come and do a title fight, is he?
Not his last fight.
He beat Rafael Fiziev. So he lost to Max, then he beat Rafael Fiziev, KO'd him.
So he's looking
Nope.
good.
Shawn also talked about Justin Gaethje's age and recent wear, and that played into his thinking. He acknowledged that Justin is still dangerous and coming off a solid win, but he did not ignore the damage from years of wars. Being older and coming off recent knockouts raises questions about how much Justin can absorb in a long fight against someone like Paddy. Shawn leaned toward Paddy because of how many paths he has to win. In his view, if the fight hits the ground, Paddy has a real chance to close it out by taking the back and finishing there.
Decision. So he's on a 1-fight win streak.
Nice.
But he said he was going to retire. He's 30, what'd I say? 37 years old. He just turned 37. I don't know, dude. I'm kind of leaning towards Paddy. But the way he does get hit with left hooks, he looks so good against Michael Chandler. Paddy's got a lot of ways to win.
He's a scouser.
He's a scouser. Scousers don't get knocked out, you mushroom.
He KO'd Dustin with a head kick too. The fight
Gaethje,
before the Max Holloway one, which is pretty impressive.
True. So who you got, man?
Probably Paddy, rear naked.
I think, Paddy
Going
RNC.
down in the
Because
detail.
remember, Khabib.
Yeah. Remember Khabib. Paddy RNC is definitely possible.
Chael Sonnen broke down how Justin fights and why speed matters so much against him. Chael pointed out that Gaethje does not mind getting hit because he uses those moments to fire back even harder. That makes exchanges incredibly risky. If Paddy cannot land and get out clean, he is stepping straight into Justin's world. Chael made it clear that trading evenly with Gaethje usually ends badly, unless you beat him to the punch every time.
If you can be fast enough, you can get your shot and get out of the way before he gets his shot, right? It's an equal trade. But is Paddy faster? Justin just gave an assessment. I'm so happy for Justin, by the way. He played such an interesting hand here. And he didn't have the cards. By the way, he did not have, there was a lot of things that fell into place to get us to this point. If Ilia Topuria had not taken to social media and said, hey guys, time out, I don't believe we're at this point. I don't believe it was going to be Justin versus Ilia. I'll admit that it could have been, but I don't think it was. I think Paddy was going to get that opportunity first.
Chael then talked about age and why people often misunderstand it. He pushed back on the idea that Paddy is some young, fresh fighter. He reminded everyone that Paddy has been around longer than most think and is approaching his early 30s. Meanwhile, Justin is older, and Chael believes the first thing age steals is speed. That is why he kept weighing their ages so carefully, because whoever is quicker likely controls the fight.
Paddy the Baddy is not the young guy you think he is. Paddy the Baddy is not the brand new 24-year-old new kid on the block that you think that he is. As a matter of fact, Joe Silva tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. Joe Silva left the industry a decade ago. And he tried to sign Paddy the Baddy. So I'm just speaking to, Paddy goes about 32. He's got a birthday coming up. He could be pushing on 33, gonna be 32. I'm just sharing, he's not the boy that you think he is. But Justin is older. And in the world of boxing, the speed advantage would go to the youth. If you didn't know who's faster than who, and you could just look at one number, it wouldn't be record. It wouldn't be knockouts, it wouldn't be experience. You would just look at who was younger. He's got an advantage. And we love to say he's got an age advantage. But all we're saying is speed. That's what we're saying when we say he's got an age advantage. He's the younger. We're just saying that we think he's going to be quicker than the other guy. And that is one deal with Justin Gaethje.
Chael did not give a clean or confident pick. Instead, he kept circling back to one unanswered question. Is Paddy actually faster than Justin when it matters? He made it clear that if Paddy has that edge, he can win exchanges and possibly the fight. If not, Justin's style, experience, and willingness to trade could overwhelm him. For Chael, everything hangs on that single detail.
There's ways to beat him. There's not many. There's guys that have beat him. There's not many. There's blueprints out there for how to beat Justin Gaethje, but there's not many. And the one thing they have in common is you gotta be quicker than him. You gotta be. Justin Gaethje, again, contrary to the way you might remember it, had one completed round against Khabib. That fight with Khabib ended somewhere around that 7.5 minute mark, but they had one completed round. That round was won by Justin Gaethje, and Khabib has only lost rounds to 3 people ever. Only 3 people have taken rounds off Khabib. So it's a pretty interesting thing. It really is. Justin Gaethje out-grappling him, hard to do. Out-striking him, hard to do. But the first step is if you can be faster. And I'm just asking you, is Paddy? Is he faster than Justin Gaethje?
Is Paddy Pimblett faster than Justin Gaethje? Paul Felder broke down the styles and raised serious points. He does not believe Paddy can repeat the same approach he used against Michael Chandler, pointing out that Chandler's reckless style allowed Paddy to take control. Felder explained that Justin is tighter, smarter in close range, and while he still gets hit, he does far more damage and makes fewer mistakes. Even so, Felder did not rule Paddy out at all. He believes Paddy keeps improving every time we see him, especially physically and in his striking. He also feels Justin's age and wear matter more than people admit, and that the timing quietly favors Paddy. Luke Thomas added that the betting line would likely tighten as fight week approaches. Seeing Justin listed as the underdog caught his attention, and he did not think that would last. Luke pointed to Justin's recent performances and years of brutal fights, saying they have taken something away, leaving small openings Paddy could exploit. Still, he stressed that Justin remains the sharper striker overall. Luke warned fans not to dismiss Paddy too quickly, highlighting how much stronger he looks at lightweight and how effective he is at taking the back and staying there. If Paddy finds that position, Luke believes he can control the fight for long stretches. Renato Moicano called this a risky fight, but still leaned toward Paddy having a real chance to pull it off. He believes if Justin does not finish early, the fight could slowly start turning. Paddy gets more dangerous as time goes on, especially once the fight hits the ground. Renato sees Paddy as strong, calm, and dangerous when opponents fade. He feels Paddy's submission game is still being overlooked and could surprise Justin at the worst possible moment. He also believes the odds are misleading and do not reflect how close this matchup truly is. Paddy's durability stood out to him, pointing out that Paddy has never been finished and keeps pushing no matter what. That alone makes him a nightmare opponent. Both fighters bring very different weapons and mindsets. Justin brings pressure, power, and chaos that can explode instantly. Paddy brings patience, confidence, and smart control. From the opening seconds, there's a real chance this fight does not reach the final bell. One clean exchange, one scramble, or one mistake could change everything. Are you backing Justin's experience and power or Paddy's control and timing? Let us know in the comments.